On the news tonight, court strikes out defamation suit against Senator Natasha after discontinuance by federal government. President Tinubu honors fallen heroes, reaffirms support for armed forces. Rivers State Assembly fails to reconvene amid Governor Fubara impeachment process. On the foreign scene, sacked conservative defector Robert Jenrick joins Reform UK Party. Good evening. This is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Damilola Raphael. We begin in the court as the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja has struck out the defamation case against the senator representing Kogi Central, Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, filed by the federal government. Justice Chizoba Oje struck out the suit following an application by the prosecution lawyer, Aderonke Imana, to discontinue the case. Counsel to Natasha, West Idahosa, subsequently moved for the matter to be struck out following the prosecution's application for discontinuance. He also urged the court to release all documents belonging to the defendant and her sureties. The prosecution counsel did not oppose the application. In a short ruling, Justice Chizoba Oje struck out the suit and discharged the sureties. He also ordered that all their documents be returned to them. The federal government had, in May 2025, instituted a suit against the lawmaker representing Kogi Central Senatorial District over alleged defamatory remarks made on live television. One of the charges was linked to allegations by Akpoti-Uduaghan, wherein she accused Senate President Godswill Akpabio and former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello of plotting to assassinate her. In the meantime, Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has congratulated Justice Joseph Oyewole on his appointment to the Supreme Court, describing the elevation as well-deserved and a source of pride to the state. This was contained in a statement issued this morning by his spokesperson, Olawale Rashid. Justice Oyewole from Ilorin was recommended by the National Judicial Council on Wednesday and takes the Southwest slot made vacant as a result of the retirement of the immediate past Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Olukayode Ariwola. Governor Adeleke praised the jury's character and track record in the administration of justice, noting that he is an embodiment of integrity and his commitment to justice is unparalleled. He added that his elevation to the bench of Nigeria's topmost court is a proud moment for Osun State, and on behalf of the good people of the state, he celebrates the remarkable achievement. The governor further expressed confidence in the ability of the new Supreme Court justice to discharge his duties with distinction, citing his extensive experience on the bench. Moving on, President Bola Tinubu has honored Nigeria's fallen heroes and reaffirmed his support for the armed forces as the country marks the Armed Forces Remembrance and Celebration Day. In a statement personally signed, President Tinubu remembered the brave men and women of the Nigerian armed forces who sacrificed everything for the nation. He stated that their names might not always be remembered, but their courage sustains the nation's freedom and peace, adding that a nation that forgets its fallen heroes loses its direction. The president also paid tribute to the families of the fallen heroes, acknowledging their loss and assuring them that the nation will never forget the sacrifices made by their loved ones. While celebrating members of the armed forces still in active service for their discipline, courage, and professionalism, President Tinubu reaffirmed his commitment to their welfare and dignity. Meanwhile, the Armed Forces Remembrance Day parade and wreath-laying ceremony took place at the National Arcade in Abuja this morning. Vice President Kashim Shettima, Senate President Godswill Akpabio, House Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, Minister of Defense Christopher Musa, and other dignitaries attended the event. The dignitaries were led to the cenotaph in a solemn march by soldiers, where they laid a wreath in remembrance of the fallen heroes who gave their lives in service to the nation. Prayers were also conducted for the living and fallen heroes who fought gallantly for global peace and national integration. Following the prayers, a minute of silence was observed in honor of the fallen heroes, immediately followed by the firing of the artillery gun. The wreath-laying ceremony, which involves the placing of flowers at a memorial site, then commenced at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Bandits have attacked Kabe village in Borogo local government area of Niger State, adding to the recent spate of attacks in the north-central state. The attack reportedly occurred just a few hours after Governor Umaru Bago paid a condolence visit to the Borogo Emirate Council over recent security challenges in the area. It happened at about 10 p.m. on the same day when armed bandits riding several motorcycles stormed the village, carting away food items and other valuables. A source from the community confirmed that one elderly woman, identified as Hajia Hamina Adamu, age 75, was killed during the invasion. No resident was kidnapped during the attack. When contacted, the State Police Command Public Relations Officer, SP Wasiwa Biodun, said he would provide details on the incident. And turning to politics, the Rivers State House of Assembly, led by Speaker Martin Amehule, failed to resume plenary today, a week after adjourning its last sitting. It will be recalled that during its first sitting in 2026, held last Thursday, the House had commenced impeachment proceedings against Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu, over alleged gross misconduct. However, as of noon today, newsmen who visited the Assembly observed that there was no sign that the House, which presently holds sittings at the conference hall of its official legislative quarters along Aba Road, would reconvene. No explanation has been provided for the delay, nor has a date for resumption been announced. Efforts to reach the House Chairman on information, petitions, and complaints, Eneme George, for clarification proved unsuccessful. The national leader of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso, has stated that he would not return to the All Progressives Congress, APC, without a clear understanding of the terms and conditions surrounding such a move. Speaking in a video circulating on Facebook by his aide, Saifullahi Hassan, Kwankwaso said, any decision to rejoin the APC must be based on concrete agreement, particularly regarding his responsibilities and the future of his supporters. The former two-term governor of Kano State emphasized that any political alignment must prioritize the welfare of the masses and the interests of his large support base. Kwankwaso also expressed his disagreement with joining the ruling party without a well-defined agreement, noting that political decisions of such magnitude must not be taken lightly. His remarks come amid reports that some political loyalists had been urging Kano State Governor Abba Yusuf and his mentor Kwankwaso to lead their supporters into the APC. However, it was gathered that while Governor Yusuf reportedly yielded to the pressure, he did so against Kwankwaso's preference. Still with politics, veteran journalist Dele Momodu has become the latest addition to the African Democratic Congress train by officially declaring his membership in the party months after dumping the opposition People's Democratic Party. The former presidential aspirant declared his ADC membership in Benin City today. Momodu, while putting to bed possible questions on where his political ambitions lie, said he does not have interest in becoming a senator or governor in his hometown, Edo State. The journalist continued by stating that his mission after joining the ADC is to join hands of fellowship with citizens of like minds to rescue the country from one-party dominance. Momodu also revealed that his move to the ADC was driven by his desire to play a meaningful role in Edo's political development and to keep the people's welfare at the heart of government. In another development, the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, has expressed hope that the new agreement it signed with the federal government will prevent strikes for at least 3 years. The two parties on Wednesday signed and unveiled a new agreement aimed at improving the quality of the university education system and ensuring stability. Over the years, ASU has repeatedly gone on strike to demand increased funding for public universities, better welfare for lecturers, and full enforcement of previous agreements. Speaking in a news chat this morning, the president of ASU, Professor Chris Biwuna, said if properly implemented, the new agreement could prevent frequent strikes. The ASU president said the new agreement incorporates an implementation monitoring team, which will be domiciled at the National Universities Commission and coordinated by the Office of the Executive Secretary of the NUC. Elsewhere, the chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms, Taiwo Oyedele, has denied a report claiming that the federal government has paused the issuance of implementation guidelines for the new tax laws due to uncertainty. A media report has stated that the Nigerian government halted the issuance of guidelines for the implementation of the new tax laws, quoting Oyedele as having instructed the Nigeria Revenue Service and the Joint Revenue Board to wait because the final version of the laws was unclear. According to the report, Oyedele had made the comments in Lagos on Tuesday while responding to questions after delivering a keynote address at the 2026 Economic Outlook event organized by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. However, reacting to the report in the post on his verified X handle this afternoon, Oyedele shared a screenshot of a report headline and watermarked it fake news. Still to come, Nigeria Immigration Service announces rollout of enhanced passport tracking feature. We will bring you more on this when we return.
Samuel Laduke Akintola was a frontal figure in the historical